What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back at Insurance Auto Auctions here in Oklahoma City for another walk around. So let's jump into this video today and see what we find. We're going to start this video off with a vehicle I've never heard of before. You see it's a Dodge Caravan, right? No, it's not. It's called the Braun EV. No, it is not an electric vehicle. Over here, it tells you that this is the Intervan. Yeah, the Intervan. This is a handicap accessible vehicle. It's a Dodge Caravan, guys. 2002 year, and it looks pretty good. A lot of you seem to enjoy when I bring handicap accessible vehicles to the channel, so I thought we'd take a look at this one real quick. It's a Braun Intervan. Instead of a Grand Caravan, it is a Braun Intervan Dodge Sport. Right. Okay. Let's take a peek at this thing, shall we? Oh. No automatic doors? Oh, and the door doesn't stay open. Well, that's great for a handicap vehicle, having doors that slam closed on you. Looks like we got our third row seats. Looks like we do have some kind of a gate. I'm not quite sure how that works. Normally, that's bizarre. I guess it just folds down by hand would be my guess, and you roll the wheelchair in here and lock them down with these latches. It looks pretty good. It smells pretty good. The headliner is bad, but let's go over to this other side and check out this gate real quick, because that's what I'm interested in. And, well, that doesn't work either. She must have some miles on her, guys. It seems like more of this van is broken than working. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's great for handicap, isn't it? Good Lord. And then what, you just fold this out? See, that doesn't stay open either. Yeah, I guess this, okay, it's kind of on hydraulics. It just folds out and you push the person up, then you just push it back in. That's not too bad. I swear though, these are supposed to be electric doors. All right. I'm losing patience and interest in this minivan pretty quickly. Let's take a look at the interior here and see what's going on. I love this blue. I gotta admit, I really like this blue. If you push that button, does it work? It does. It does work. Just not from the outside. What about this one? That one does not work. No, that one does nothing. All right, well, the other side's the important side anyway, I suppose. Oh, now that one does nothing. Okay. Mileage on this thing, only 112,000 miles. And I see this old trick on the dash here. There's a piece of electrical tape here, probably hiding an anti-lock brake light. That'd be my guess. Check engine light. That's how you fix the check engine light, guys. At least back in the old day, you just took a piece of tape and you just stuck it right over there. Yeah, problem solved. No, that doesn't actually fix anything. Oh, the lift gate is electric. It's closing. Okay, I thought you had to do it by hand. Now, does the door close? It does. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. And 100,000 miles? That's not bad either. Take a look at this thing. Look how deep this floor is. My goodness. Let's turn on this air conditioning. We got the heater on. It's got rear air conditioning as well. I'm going to crank this on real quick and just see if we have a nice cold AC. Check the radio. Seems to work. Yeah, radio works. What about the important window? Also works. That's the drive-through window is what it is. Less important window. Uh-oh. It does not work. Signals, they seem to work. Wipers also work. Steering feels decent. Brakes, it has them. Gears, backward, forward. Honestly, not bad. I wish this door worked, but oh, No, no, no. That's the wrong door. Oh, great. Okay, so I see what they did here. The driver's side door is not power. This button opens the passenger side door. This button opens the passenger side door and drops down the gate, right? If we push that, it opens and it will open the gate. I see what it is. So the driver's side is not power operated. Oh, no? I don't know. As far as air conditioning, it seems to work. It's got a full tank of gas, an airbag light, a check engine light, relatively low miles. I'm going to shut it off. Let's look under the hood, see what she's working with. 3.8 liter would be my guess. Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling this van. It's got good tires. It looks like it's ready to roll. It's got the big bug guard on the hood. And this is a donation. I love these because the money goes to a good cause. 3.3 liter, not the big 3.8. It's a smaller engine. It's got a relatively new battery. It's only a year old. It seems to run out pretty good, guys. The only thing that concerns me about these is the transmissions. I'm sorry, but Chrysler, they just never really were known for good transmissions, you know what I mean? Trans fluid is bright pink. So either it was just serviced and the trans is bad, or somebody kept up on maintenance. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of expect that this is one that somebody kept up on maintenance on. This is a nice little unit here. I'm going to put it on my watch list. I'm not overly interested in it, but for the right price, just like with anything else out here, I'd be interested in buying it. Now, this is a little car that I absolutely love. Some of you from back in the day when I was doing Uber and I was doing Lyft and I was doing Turo might remember that I had a 2012 Chevy Cruze Eco, and I loved that car. I bought it with, I don't know, 70,000 miles. When I was done, it was pushing 200,000. That car had a lot of miles on it, and it did me very, very well. And ever since, I loved that car. I'm assuming this is an Eco because it has the exact same wheels that my Eco had, and I like this color a lot better. Hopefully this is a higher trim model than mine. Mine didn't have leather. Mine was just cloth seats. I didn't have the upgraded stereo system. Now I got a feeling this is going to be a base model. It looks pretty good. It's from Pedal. It does have some high mileage, and that's something to be a little bit concerned about. They will absolutely make it to high mileage, but you have to take care of them. It's just like with any other car. The only real major service that I had to do to my Chevy Cruze was a turbocharger. Somewhere around 150, 160,000 miles. I was getting an underboost condition. I changed my turbocharger in my front yard in a couple hours. It was no big deal. I bought the turbocharger on Amazon, and it was only like 300 bucks. Came with everything I needed. And one and done. Did it in the front yard, made a video about it. So let's take a peek under the hood. There are some things that I know about these cars that are very common issues, so I already know what to look for. And it's very important to keep the transmission fluid changed on these as well. I always serviced my fluid at the dealership, always. And I think it's important to keep your transmission maintained. With 200,000 miles, unfortunately, I don't know the history on this, you know, so it may have never had a transmission fluid change in its life, or it may have been changed every 50,000 miles. It's hard to say. We'll start with checking the oil, which is clean. It looks really good. That's a good sign. It's a great sign. Next, we're going to check right here your VVT solenoids. These things are notorious for leaking. They'll leak oil everywhere. Those are dry. Next, the water pump down here, notorious for leaking as well, and it looks dry. It looks good. Over here, this almost always you're going to find your thermostat housing is leaking on these. Yep, and this one is. Bingo, and you can see it has no coolant. There's no coolant, and the thermostat housing is leaking. It's no big deal to replace one of those. One of the other big things, aside from the turbocharger, is the PCV system on the intake manifold. Has a tendency to fail. Now, it's kind of a two-part system, the intake manifold and the valve cover. If the PCV fails in the valve cover, which in my experience is where it always fails, you need to replace the entire valve cover. You can't just change the PCV valve. So the valve cover itself needs to be replaced, and I think, if I remember correctly, GM actually recommends you replace the valve cover and the intake manifold at the same time together. If one fails, they want you to replace the whole thing. I have never done that. I've always ended up replacing the valve cover, and that has resolved my issue. You'll find that it has a hissing issue, and you'll get a check engine light. Overall, this one actually looks to be in pretty good shape. We have a Falcon with good tread. We have a Road Hugger with good tread. You know I'm a big fan of matching tires. What do we got over here? A Road Hugger, and I assume we'll have a Falcon up front with good tread. Yes. So I'm not going to hold it against the car that it's got mismatched tires, because the front were replaced as a pair, the back were replaced as a pair. I understand that. That's fine. It's got good tires, so somebody was obviously trying to take care of this car. It would be worth running a Carfax report on this, or auto check, whatever your preference is. I would absolutely run a history report on this car before I bought it. In fact, I run history reports on all of them because you might as well. There's no reason not to. And it's good to know like the service history of a vehicle that you're about to buy. So to do this, I have a website for you in the description box down below. Click it. You can get a Carfax report for like $5, or an auto check report for $5. That's right. You don't have to pay $39.99 or $49, whatever the damn prices are now. They're crazy, absolutely ridiculous. Legit site. I've been promoting these guys for years and years and years. I have sold thousands of these reports, and there are plenty of happy customers. So just go to the website down below, click on it, pick the report you want, pay for it, and within minutes you're going to have your report. Highly recommend it. I'm going to put a jump pack on this one real fast, and let's fire this thing up and see how she sounds. Gotta love that Chevy ding. So annoying. Does this have remote start? Yes, it does. All right, here we go. A little tapping from the engine. I'm hoping that clears up. It's still a little louder than I'd like. What do we have? An ABS light and a traction control light, service StabiliTrak. Of course, that makes sense because all of that is related. Hood open, 205,000 miles. Average fuel economy over the last 9,178 miles, 31.3. And over the last 10,372 miles, 31.3. That's pretty good fuel economy, guys, with an average speed of 31.8 miles an hour. So obviously, this is something that was driven on the highway quite a bit. The engine sounds like it quieted down. Let's put it in gear. You get no backup camera here. You just get backup sensors. Brakes feel good. It goes right into gear forward and backward. The e-brake light is flashing. There we go. I got it to go off. Let's give it a little rev and see if it's still tapping. No. Sounds good. Time to check the windows. Important window works. Less important window works. How about the air conditioning? Air conditioning is really important, especially when you live in really hot climates like Oklahoma. So we'll give that a second to come to life. Steering feels light, feels very good. I would almost bet you money that this car get down the road just fine. There's going to be a lot of people afraid of it for, well, number one, it's from pedal, and number two, it's got really high mileage, and number three, these cars just aren't worth that much. It's an older car with pretty high mileage, and it's being sold by pedal, so you really don't know what you're getting. That could be good for me, because we could get this thing for next to nothing. See if it's got any books. No, it does not. Nothing in there but an aux input and a USB port. I'd like to get into the trunk real quick, just see what's back there. It does have cold air conditioning. Yes, it does. Let's see if the heater works. Windshield wipers. Yes. Guys, signals? Yeah? What more do you want, man? I've got the heat turned on. Unfortunately, the car hasn't been running long enough to really get hot, so I think this is a good one, guys. I do. I think this is a good one. Let's see if we can pop this trunk real quick and see what's in there. 2 keys, no joke. 2 key fobs. How nice. And they work. Now, is this a car that's going to get you any attention? No, it's just a good little econo box, man. I honestly think it's a really good looking car. It may not be cool, but I think there's a certain class to this car. It really looks kind of like a small but yet professional vehicle. I think driving this, you look like, well, you're not some teenager running around with a fart can, you know, so that's always good. Spare tire? Absolutely, man. There's something about the way this car looks that just comes off as kind of a professional looking car. Yeah, maybe you're not rich, but I think it gives off a kind of nice middle class look to it. I like the car and I love the color. Absolutely. I'm putting this on the list. This is one I'm going to bid on. So I just pulled this car up, and one of the great things about it is when it's sold through Pedal, and I've told you guys before who Pedal is, they're a company that unfortunately they're kind of known for junk cars. I don't know where that stigma comes from. It's absolutely not accurate. I actually spoke to some of the executives at Pedal a few years ago and discussed their business model, how they operate, and it's really an interesting business. Pedal is a company that will buy any car. It doesn't have to be junk. It could be a car that you just don't want to bother with selling through places like Facebook Marketplace or Auto Trader or whatever. You can ring them up, go to their website, and you can put in your car and they'll give you an offer. And if you want it, they'll come buy it from you. And if not, then, well, they won't. But they will buy just about anything. They're not just junk cars. Some of them are. Some of them are basket cases. Some of them are abandoned cars that just got left for years and years. Others are cars that people just don't want to deal with having to sell to the public, and others have mechanical problems that people don't want to deal with. So it's really a mixed bag. You never know what you're going to get, and I find that kind of gamble fun. I enjoy it. It's a whole lot of fun for me, guys. And this little car right here, the best part for me is that the public is restricted from bidding on these Pedal cars, at least here in my location, which means all the public bidders that are usually outbidding me on stuff can't bid against me on this. It means I'm going to get a better deal. How about another donation, a 1997 Ford F-150 XLT. Now this one is not up for auction yet, but I'm wanting to take a quick look at it. It's supposed to be a run and drive. Looks like it's got some nice Cooper Discover HTP tires. Well, on the front. On the back, they're General Grabber. Let's take a look at the other side and see if they match. You got a nice hard-shelled tonneau cover. We have General Grabber here, exhaust pipe coming out over here. You got kind of the half door in the back, and you've got the Cooper Discover in front. So a pair and a pair. Not too shabby. It's got a little damage here and there, a few scrapes and scratches, but I mean, it's a 1997. Comes with the territory. Can't really expect perfection out of these old things. What the mileage is, I have no... Oh, there we go. I have no idea. Interior, although a little dirty, actually looks pretty dang good. Not too shabby. Can we lift up these seats? I don't remember how these seats work. If they fold or... They do. They fold out, but I guess they don't fold up. I see some wiring here. I'm not sure what this is for. Maybe you guys can see this better than me. Do you know what that is? That's not stock. Does it just move around? It does. This is a Star Pack Star Warning System. High voltage. Please wait 5 minutes before attempting service. A strobe. Interesting. So that is a strobe kit for this truck. This must have been a workhorse at some point in its life. I'm assuming it doesn't have the strobes anymore. I didn't see any buttons. We're going to take a closer look at this one. I'm very interested in this. I'm assuming it's got the 4.6. The driver's seat's not too bad. This thing may not have a ton of... Oh, it does. I almost said it may not have a ton of miles. It does. 205,385 miles. And there are strobes down here. We're going to have to try those out. I might be more interested in this truck now that it has strobe lights than I was before. All right, let's pop the hood. I'm betting there's a 4.6 under the hood here. No, it's the 5.4 Triton. The good one. Yeah, the 2-valve, man. This, if you're going to get a Triton, this is the one you want. Let's check the trans fluid real quick, see how she looks. You know, a little dirty. A little dirty. I bet it's fine. I bet the transmission is fine in this. Let's check the, get down in there. Let's go and check the oil, the coolant as well. There's a little bit of pressure in there. It's full. Sure is. Full of coolant. I'll bet this thing runs. I'll bet this is another one you get in and you just drive it, man. I love the donations, the charities, these types of deals, man. Oil's due for a change, a little dark, but it's not bad at all. So somebody was definitely taking care of this truck. You'll find that a lot of these end up being vehicles that belong to older people, and, you know, obviously they pass away or end up in nursing homes or something, and, you know, the family just kind of offloads everything. So a lot of times you're going to find stuff just like this out here that you could hop in and drive today, and a lot of it goes for very little money because people don't want these older vehicles. I'm going to say that the strobe lights work. I didn't turn those on. Apparently they were already on. But yeah, look at that. They seem to work. By the way, flashing light warning for any epileptics out there. Probably should have said that first. Let's come back here, and yeah, strobe lights back here too. No joke. I love this truck now. Uh-oh, it's locked. Yeah, so you're not going to be able to get in. No. Hopefully there's a key for that in here somewhere. Like I said, a few dings, dents, a little dirty, but not too bad. We can turn all that off. We don't need all that. It's wasting battery. Fired right up. Man. Couple power points. Engine sounds good. Important window works. Rain guards on both the windows. What more do you want, man? Wait a minute. Do I feel a misfire? Hold on. Hold on. Power steering feels fine. We got tilt wheel. Brakes. We have brakes. Looks like we've got a bad alternator. We have a battery light on. Do I hear a tapping? Wipers work. Signals. Gears. Backwards. Forwards. Yeah, she's definitely misfiring pretty hard. Let's see if we've got air conditioning. Radio. That's a no. Or maybe the screen is dead. Nah, no radio. That's fine. Air conditioning just came to life. Ice cold air. Very nice. Let's give it a little rev. No, I hear something. I hear a few things. Hear that whine? Sounds like it's coming from the transmission. It comes and goes. I don't hear it now. I heard a whine. It sounded like it was coming from the pump, the transmission. I also hear a pretty aggressive tapping noise from under the hood here. It's coming from this side, I think. Yeah. At first I thought that might be lifters. I'm not sure, guys. That sounds like a deep knock. Maybe not just a rattle or a tap, but maybe a knock. Oh, shoot. And a pretty heavy misfire. Yeah, hear it? Well, wonder if it's got keys for the tonneau cover. Doesn't look like it. Anything in there? No, nothing in there. In the door? No. Well, oh, it's on the keychain. It's all on the keychain. All right, let's try to fire it up one more time. Voltage is still low. I'm sure the battery light's still going to be on. Yeah. Well, it's on my list. I'm still interested in the truck. A little less interested now. So obviously I'm not going to bid nearly as much as I would have before because there's something going on here. It could just need a tune-up. Potentially a bad coil. Then again, who knows with these trucks, man. It definitely has a rattle going on in there. So That's something to keep our eyes open for. And it looks like, here's another thing, that alternator, that looks new. Does it not? Tell me that alternator doesn't look new. We got a charging system issue as well, and I swear I heard a whine from the transmission up there. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on this one. We'll see what it goes for, but quite honestly, I'm not all that interested in this one anymore. Next on my list, we've got another pickup truck from Pedal. This one is a 2002 Ford Ranger. I'm a little confused about the sticker here because it said R and D for run and drive, then it says start, but then it says engine start video 0. 128,000 miles. So I don't know, does it run? Does it drive? Does it do nothing? Not a clue. Pretty sharp looking truck though, man. I mean, after all, it is a Ford freaking Ranger. It's got Primewell tires, looks like they match. They got good tread. I'd almost bet you money that this truck and this truck probably came from the same place. I would almost put money on it. You know, decent little truck. I don't know what's under the hood yet. A little bit of damage. The bumper pole is kind of bent out. The tailgate's got a ding in it. You know, it's an older truck, and it looks like these trucks were used for work. Matching tires all the way around. Nice bright red paint. The interior on this one looks brand double new. Like, seriously, and it smells divine. This must not have a lot of miles on it. So I'd find it very hard to believe that this thing doesn't go into gear. What do we got going on under here? Well, that's the motor you want, man. Let's put this hood prop up real quick. This is gonna run, are you kidding me? She's absolutely gonna run. I don't know what this is doing out of its little home here, but we'll plug that back in where it goes. Looks like everything is intact and still put in here. Look at here. BG service. BG service. Somebody was doing the BG treatment on this thing. I'm guessing this is the 3.0 liter Vulcan engine. They also had a 4.0, but it looked a little bit different. So this is going to be your Ford Taurus engine, 3 liter Vulcan. That battery looks relatively new. It's dated H code of 2023. I don't know what that means, but that means the battery's fairly recent. Oh, it's got miles. It does. It's got miles. I didn't realize that. Somebody put the factory radio back in. It's got 128,000 miles on the odometer. I guess we saw that on the sticker. I just forgot. Oh, wow. Well, does it go into gear? Yes, it does. We'll shut that off. That's I just wanted to make sure the transmission was still there because it says it doesn't go into gear. Yeah, that ain't good. That ain't good at all. Let's check the head gasket. Yeah, pretty common on these Vulcan engines. Very, very common. Look how milky, and it goes all the way up. So unfortunately, this thing is probably toast. It's really sad. You could have saved it. A head gasket job on these engines, not difficult at all. Really not. Fairly simple engine to work on. Probably needed the heads machine, but it looks like someone most likely just overheated. And, well, the bearings are destroyed now because they probably kept driving it with coolant in the engine. That's a shame, but it makes quick work of this video. I was very interested in this little truck, but I think now I'm just gonna walk away. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.